The United States' long-standing economic exceptionalism will fade as the 21st century wears on, Goldman Sachs economists predicted Tuesday in a wide-sweeping outlook for the global economy, which also outlined the greatest threats to growth worldwide. China's gross domestic product will surpass that of the US in about 2035, the Goldman Group led by Kevin Daly and Todd Gedminers wrote, while India's GDP will narrowly surpass the US in about 2075. The US currently has the largest economy in the world by far with $23 trillion in 2021 GDP, according to the World Bank's data, while China has the second largest GDP at $18 trillion and India the sixth largest at $3 trillion. Goldman forecasts further upheaval among traditional economic powerhouses, projecting Indonesia and Nigeria to round out the five largest economies by 2075, despite not ranking in the top 15 economies today, with Japan falling from 3rd to 12th, the United Kingdom from 6th to 10th and Germany from 4th to 9th. Countries forecasted to slip in economic power have one thing in common: less potential for population growth, and slowing global population growth worldwide means the high watermark of global potential growth has already occurred, according to Goldman, noting global GDP gains will embark on a gradually declining path in 2030 and beyond. Also perilling the global economy are the immense costs associated with climate change and a likely increase in trade restrictions, dubbed globalization, according to Goldman, noting the need for greater cooperation between nations to ensure future economic growth. The US has been the largest economy in the world by GDP since the metric came into favor in the mid-1900s. But China has grown at a far greater pace in recent decades, with its GDP growing from just 12% of the US in 2000 to 77% last year. Though the global population reached 8 billion people last month, according to the United Nations, the organization reports a significantly slowing rate of population growth, especially in wealthier countries. The US population grew by just 0.1% in 2021, the lowest rate ever recorded in the country's 246-year history, according to the Census Bureau, due to pandemic-related deaths combined with a slowing birth rate. Long considered a foregone conclusion by most economists, the question of whether China will overtake the US as the foremost economic superpower has come under renewed scrutiny recently, with some experts pointing to a recent slowdown associated with China's stringent pandemic policies and the country's aging population. However, Goldman still forecasts 4% GDP growth for China between 2024 and 2029 compared to 1.9% growth for the US, even with a downward revision. Elon Musk has repeatedly cautioned about what he calls population collapse, deeming it the biggest problem in the world in coming decades. Musk, the father of at least 10 children, quipped in July his prolific parenthood is him doing my best to help the underpopulation crisis.